When I found out that Mariah Carey not only stars in, but directs a terrible Hallmark Christmas movie, I knew I had to watch it. And after watching it, I feel like the trajectory of my life has been changed. I feel like my life is split into two parts, before watching this movie and after. If you love bad movies like myself, there is literally every trope you could ask for in this film. Insane plot, weird chemistry, the direction makes no sense, there's a creepy Santa, there's dialogue that made me scream. This film has it all. Today we're recapping A Christmas Melody from 2015. Now I consider this sort of like the golden era of Hallmark movies. The budgets are still very small and the plots are insane. We start off with our girl Lacey as she is closing her business with this ugly ass font in the window. No wonder your business went under. Walking home, she gets stopped by a homeless man asking for money, which just feels like a peak LA experience. And since she doesn't have any money, because remember, she just closed her business, she ends up giving him a framed $5 bill, and it was like, this is the first $5 I ever made. And yes, if you're wondering, this is homeless Santa. Buckle up. We find Lacey back at home as she's packing up, and we get some exposition dump, sort of set us up for this film, but she is a fashion designer in LA, but she's packing up to move.
I don't want to see you go.
I don't want to see me go either, but we don't have a choice. My little startup was turning into a shutdown quicker than I knew it. Man, I was just in over my head. When my Aunt Sarah suggested it, how was I supposed to say no? My dad's house is just sitting there. I mean, it's a free place to live.
Yeah, in Ohio, which is like a million miles away. I just wish that we could have made it work.
Well, that would have meant not eating or sleeping or seeing my daughter for the next year.
Moving back to Ohio, I think I would just commit suicide and call it a day. We learn that Lacey has a kid named Emily, but where's the father? We know that divorce doesn't exist in the Hallmark cinematic universe, so we have to assume that he's dead.
I really think this could be for the best. You know, things haven't been easy since Emily's father passed away.
Well, yeah, but it's been a long time. You're all she's ever known.
Exactly. So maybe it'll be good for her to be around some family.
We meet Lacey's kid, who is huge. That fetus must have been the size of Lacey's entire torso. We also learn that the kid loves to sing, so go ahead and put that up here, but also that the kid doesn't want to move to Ohio. Honey, who does? The people in Ohio don't even want to live in Ohio. While she's putting the kid to bed, they're talking about Christmas wishes. And like, do you think Santa's still going to grant your Christmas wish? Literally never heard of this before. So I guess not only does Santa bring gifts, but if you like wish something to him, he then grants your wish. So he's like Santa Genie now. But shockingly, this is a pivotal part in the plot of this film, if you can believe it.
Dear Santa, I know this letter's late with Christmas so near, but I wasn't sure even you could make my wish come true this year. Because it isn't a present you can wrap up with a bow. It's something more meaningful than you'll ever know.
Kid's a fucking poet. This movie is exhausting. Next up, we get a road trip montage to Ohio.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, in about 2 days.
2 days? I would rather lay down in that 4-lane highway.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree.
Yes, they decide to sing Christmas songs for the 2-day journey to Ohio. I can't describe anything worse. This feels like my own personal hell. Lacey calls Aunt Sarah from the road, and yes, Sarah is kind of famous. How far she has fallen. But basically the conversation is pointless other than the fact that they're excited to see each other tomorrow. And it's here that we meet our love interest, Danny, who happens to be sitting at Sarah's like diner counter while they're on the phone.
Didn't you used to have a mad crush on her in high school?
Sarah, look,
Truth be told, every guy in Silver Falls from middle school to high school, senior year, had a mad crush on her niece. That's the truth. It wasn't just me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what would you like me to... What are you doing? Mm-hmm. Look, we were, we hardly even knew each other. Mm-hmm. Not to mention we traveled in different circles. She was obviously one of the more popular girls, and I was...
A band geek.
You know what? Besides being a band geek, I was the lead in the Silver Falls marching band. Not to mention I was a lead and led all the girls' choir. And I'm very proud of this, by the way, but I wrote the school anthem.
Exactly. Band geek.
I'm a band geek.
That is not the face of a former band geek, okay? That is the face of a man who plowed through his entire graduating class. After 2 days on the road, they pull up to Lacey's dad's house, the house they're going to live in for free, because I guess the dad's dead now, RIP. Thank God the house is gorgeous and huge. Love when that happens.
Look at this. And Sarah's taking care of us already.
What? I did not slow this down. That is really how long they hold on that Folgers coffee. I couldn't believe it. This shitty Hallmark nightmare brought to you by Folgers. The kid Emily gets Lacey's old childhood bedroom, which is all like really nicely decorated. It doesn't look like it's been abandoned at all. But Emily has never been in that house before, which begs the question, did she never meet Lacey's dad? Like meet the grandpa? Do we have a little bit of family drama here? But now he's clearly dead, so that ship has sailed. The next day, Lacey walks the kid to school and she's saying like, isn't this so great? We can walk to school and we're not stuck in LA traffic. But the kid's like, not happy. She's still in Ohio, remember. But they get to the school and it's this beautiful old building where they've literally printed off Silver Falls Elementary School on a piece of paper and stuck it over the main doors. I love it. Inside the school, we meet some random black lady with no ID, doesn't introduce herself, just takes the kid and walks down the hallway. Bye, honey. The school receptionist gives Lacey some forms that she has to fill out, but she mentions that there is a PTA meeting happening in a couple minutes if she'd like to join. How fun. We get a bit more exposition here of Lacey talking about, back in LA, she was so busy running her own business, she never had time or the opportunity to attend PTA meetings. Go ahead and keep that up here. But as she's walking down the school hallway, she bumps into someone.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wait, Kristen? Kristen Randall?
It's actually Kristen Parson now. Melissa McKean.
Melissa McKean Atkinson, married now, 12 glorious years, 3 children, huge 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-story.
Wow. That's a lot of numbers. Congratulations.
My husband's a dentist. 10th anniversary present.
Are you wanting me to guess how many carats, or? I mean, it's obvious that he must love you a whole bunch.
But what about you? I mean, I don't see a ring.
No, you don't.
Good for you. I mean, there's no point in settling.
I don't mean to be rude, but I'm actually on my way to the PTA meetings.
Oh, well, you're looking at the head of the PTA right here, so I'll just walk you on down. Guess today's your lucky day.
Pause. There is a lot to unpack here. Number one, yes, Mariah's face has no lines. I'm not even talking about wrinkles. She has no lines. Those normal lines on your face that indicate that you are human. Number two, Mariah is shot very close up throughout this film, and she has a soft overhead face light on her at all times, to the point that it gets dramatically distracting. And number three, yes, she is a bitch. Yay! In class, as the new kid, Emily is sat by a brown kid who is also a bitch. And guess who her mom is? Yes, of course, it's Mariah's kid.
First off, I'd like everyone to give a warm welcome to our new single mom here at Silver Falls Elementary, Kristen Parson. Some of you might remember her as Kristen Randall, our senior class most likely to succeed.
Hi, everyone. I actually wasn't voted most likely to succeed.
Oh, that's right. I did. But you did take home a title that night. What was it again?
Best dressed.
Right. Okay then. First on the agenda, the Silver Falls Snowflake Pageant. Now, costumes have been covered by Team Ah, Angela, April, and Holly. And our music teacher, Mr. Collier, will be working with the kids during music class and after school. And we've got a wide variety of talent this year, juggling, dancing, and of course, singing. Now, because I'm the lead organizer, I'm going to be counting on you to make sure that this year is the biggest of all in terms of ticket sales as well as donations. Yes, our new single mom would like to volunteer.
Oh, no, I didn't mean, well, I mean, I'm happy to help, but I actually just wondered if my daughter Emily could audition for the show, because she loves to sing and she dances.
I'm sorry, the auditions are closed.
Oh, right. But I just thought that since we just moved here, maybe you could...
I know, but if I make an exception for your child, then I have to make an exception for every child, right? Super. Now let's talk about the bake sale.
Please remember that Mariah directed this. And again, with the fucking face light. Take a second to think about where would that light come from organically in this scene? Like, to make sense of it, right? Nowhere. It makes no sense. It shouldn't be there. I hate this. Next up, Lacey pops into the music room to meet with the music teacher, and surprise, it's Danny from the diner.
Hi, I'm Kristen Randall.
Kristen Randall. Hi. It's me.
Mr. Collier.
Danny. No, it's Danny. It's me.
Oh, Danny, hi. Do the teachers go by first names at this?
No, they go by first name. I'm sorry, obviously you don't remember me. We went to school together. Silver Falls High School, class of 1998. You don't remember?
Yeah, no.
We were in English class together. As a matter of fact, we were in senior biology, and you and I dissected a frog together. Remember?
The frog.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, of course. Yeah. I mean, I think I probably blocked that memory out of my brain for obvious reasons.
I won't blame you.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm great. No, I'm good, Still single, but, loving the single life,
I hear ya.
Question. Is he too old to be gelling his hair up like that, or am I just a hater?
Listen, I know the auditions are closed, and she may not get a spot on the show, but I just wanted to give her a chance.
I know what you're trying to say. And you know what? You're right. I mean, technically, the auditions are over, and they ended a few days ago. But you know what? Emily wasn't here, so how was she supposed to know, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I said. But you know what? Melissa McKean Atkins, is that her name now?
Yeah, Melissa McKean Atkins. Yeah, she's a peach. Yeah, you know what? She hasn't changed since...
or something like that.
She hasn't changed since high school. You gotta just forget about Melissa.
No, I think she's actually worse.
Really? She might be.
Anyway, look,
If you don't know Hallmark well, and honestly, bless you. I wish I had that life, but unfortunately I've watched too many now. These two leads have been in numerous Hallmark movies together, and they always work really well. There's always that fun chemistry. They're very flirty and chatty, and just, they work really well together. I kind of feel like they slept together off set. Obviously not on set, because sex doesn't exist in the Hallmark cinematic universe. But I think these two always have decent chemistry. Some of the chemistry in Hallmark movies is actively angry and hateful. So maybe the bar is kind of low, but these two are always really good together. I think there was something there. But who's to say? Danny says to Lacey, bring your kid down after school and she can have an audition for this Christmas pageant thing, even though Mariah was against it. After class, the kid is walking down the hallway and boom, scary janitor.
Thomas Dunning.
Nice to meet you, Thomas.
Nice to meet you, Emily Parson.
How do you know my name?
I know every child's name.
Wow, there is literally so much in this film to unpack. Yes, Homeless Santa is now janitor Santa, and he gives off this very creepy vibe that he invites children into his broom closet. But don't tell anyone, it's our special little secret.
Today's only my first day. It can only get better from here, right?
Look what you just did. You took a negative and turned it into a positive. You also made your first new friend.
Honey, I mean this with my whole chest. Run. Real talk though, this kid is actually a pretty good actor. Even though you know Mariah yelled at her for stealing the show, and Mariah can yell. Plus, she's not above making a kid cry. That's how she keeps her youthful, line-free face. After school, Emily is auditioning for the school pageant thing, and Danny gives her a part. What a shocker. What would they have said if he actually rejected her? He's like, no, sorry kid, you're shit. Thanks for wasting my time. Afterwards, Lacey brings the kid to Aunt Sarah's diner and they catch up. Sarah is lovely. We love Sarah. They talk about Lacey running into Danny, and Aunt Sarah mentions that Danny had a crush on Lacey in high school, but Lacey still doesn't remember him. But the main takeaway from this whole scene is that Lacey doesn't have a job. So in this whole move to Ohio, she never bothered applying for jobs, looking for jobs. She just showed up to live in her dead father's gorgeous empty house. But because Sarah is so wonderful, she's like, hey, you know what? You can come work for me.
There must have been some magic in that old silky cat they found. For when I placed it on my head, it was the greatest snowstorm the town had ever seen.
That was fantastic. It was very, very nice, Louis. When you put the cap on your head, you gotta pick up the pace a little bit, okay? Say that next line really, really quick. It's the joke. It's gotta be done faster. But other than that, it was fantastic. Thanks, buddy. You're doing great.
Back at the school, they're practicing for the pageant, and it's here that we learn Mariah is not only a bitch to adults, but she's a bitch to children as well. And again, she has this very deliberate light on her face. I want to throw up and scream.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing, the sleigh is on tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
I don't know how self-aware Hallmark is, but this like dance practice thing just really felt like Mean Girls, which of course is Lacey's, I would say claim to fame, but she's much more famous for Hallmark now. But the second I saw these kids dancing, it just felt like a Mean Girls throwback. But I don't know if that was just me. It's then the end of practice and we learn that they ran out of time and they didn't have time for Emily to do anything. Sucks to be you, kid. But suddenly everybody is gone and it's just Danny and Emily left alone. Danny, remember what the judge said? You're not supposed to be left alone with children.
You are a real talent.
Thank you, Mr. Collier.
You're welcome.
I used to go to school with my mom when she was a kid.
Yeah. It's crazy, huh?
What was she like back then?
Your mom, who was she was a great student. When I met your mom, she loved art and fashion.
What did you think of her?
Me? What did I think of your mom? You put me on the spot here. I thought she was amazing. As a matter of fact, when I first met her, she had this fearlessness about her. And I knew that she could achieve anything she set her mind to. Yeah, and you are a lot like your mother.
You know, you're really mature for your age. We then jump to the diner to one of the most bored-looking families I have ever seen.
Okay, so welcome to Silver Falls Diner. May I take your order, please?
I'm going to have the meatloaf.
Oh, good choice. And you, madam?
Fries.
After their private time together after the pageant rehearsal, Danny then walks the kid to the diner. Is this normal? Like your music teacher walking you home late at night? I don't get it. Maybe I'm just too jaded for small towns.
Oh, duty calls.
Right, the infamous bell.
Anyway, thanks so much.
No, doesn't, no.
Hey, Danny on the spot, right?
What's that?
That was your nickname in high school, wasn't it? Because you would always raise your hand first and you always knew the right answer.
I haven't called that in over 15 years.
That is the face of a man who is triggered. Bro is gonna shoot up that school after you reminded him of how badly he got bullied in high school. Next, we're back at the school and Lacey gets her chance to meet the PDF file Santa. I hate saying that. I want to say the real word, but I think YouTube gets mad, so you know what I mean.
Kristen Horson, you're Emily's mom, right? I'm Thomas. I recognized her backpack.
Are we going to gloss over the fact that this weird janitor man recognizes the kid's backpack after she's been going to the school for what, 2 days? He's not even her teacher. After school, Lacey takes the kid to a Christmas tree farm, a classic Hallmark location, and surprise, Danny is there standing behind them like a crazy person.
Hey, Emily. Looks like we have the same after-school plan, huh? Did you pick your tree? Wow. I gotta tell you, that is a nice tree. It's a Scotch pine. You know what's pretty cool about a Scotch pine?
What?
It's native to the state of Ohio.
No, that's incorrect. Like in many Hallmarks before and many after it, Danny invites himself to their house under the guise of like, he'll help them with the tree. We love a man who involves himself. And of course, after setting up the tree, he stays for dinner, naturally.
That was incredible. You know, I didn't know you were such a great cook.
Aw, thanks. Looks like someone's not a big fan of my lasagna.
Oh, come on. Emily is just excited. She's looking for some decorations to put up on the Christmas tree, that's all.
You're starting to know my daughter really well.
Yeah, really well. At the dining table, Danny asks what happened to Emily's dad. It's a good man, we love to gossip. And Lacey explains finally that the dad died when the kid was 2. Nice. But she explains that that's one of the reasons why she wanted to move back to Ohio, so the kid could be around family. But the kid's like 10 now, and if the dad died when she was 2, like, I guess being around family wasn't that urgent. It only became urgent after her dreams of being a fashion designer ended.
I just feel like she should have family, more family than just me. You know, but I feel like her head and her heart are still back in LA. I was looking at her journal and she's been writing in her journal about how much she misses her friends.
Well, it's understandable. I mean, come on, Kristen, it'd be totally abnormal if she didn't miss her friends and her life back home, right?
Oh my God, Mom, sharing your daughter's private thoughts with her music teacher? Merry Christmas. But you know what would go really well with talking about your daughter's private thoughts?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm trying so hard to make this home.
And she'll get here. Trust me, she will. You just gotta be more patient. Okay, we gotta talk for a second. You told me that she likes to write poetry.
I cannot believe it. I'm so glad that coffee maker is in the dining room instead of the kitchen for some reason. How else would we seamlessly integrate Folgers into this moment? Danny talks about how Emily is really talented with her poetry and he wants the kid to write her own song for the Christmas pageant. And then they do this weird cheers thing with their coffee so you don't forget about Folgers. Back at school, the kids are complaining that the mums who were in charge of making the costumes for the pageant all suck. Who could possibly help? Maybe the mum who's a literal fashion designer. Funny how that happens.
Why not let my mom take over the costumes? I mean, she is a fashion designer.
Miss Parson, do you think you'd be willing to help us out of this mess?
She certainly couldn't do any worse. I second the motion. Hold on. This is not a democracy. I'm in charge, remember?
Why did she say it like that? But obviously, Lacey is going to make all the costumes. Duh. We jump to that evening, back at the house. Danny and Emily are going to work on her original song. So they get set up in the living room. He's got his guitar. It feels weird, but okay, sure. But by the next scene, she's asleep on the couch and he tucks her in. Is this normal? Or is this normal for Ohio? Danny and Lacey start talking about Christmas ornaments. I guess Lacey had this box of ornaments like from when the kid was a baby and they're like really meaningful and she hasn't been able to find them. But then surprise, she finds them, but oh no, they're all broken and she starts crying. Bitch, if they were that sentimental, why wouldn't you wrap them better? Instead of just throwing them in loose in a box and calling it a day. It's here that I noticed her hands are a different color to her face. Honey, rookie mistake. Lacey says she doesn't know what she should do. Should she go back to LA and try and fulfill her dream of being a fashion designer, or should she stay in her hometown, you know, small town Ohio? The ultimate classic Hallmark dilemma. And Danny says some nice things, you know, you'll figure it out, don't be so hard on yourself, blah, blah, blah. And we do get a little bit of sexual tension. Nice. The next day at school, Lacey has finished a bunch of the costumes and of course they're great, but Mariah's kid, like mini Mariah, she hates it and she's like, I don't want one. My mom is gonna buy me one from the store. So fuck you, Lacey. Emily says she's going to go meet with Danny to work on their secret solo Christmas song, but as she's walking down the hallway, she gets cornered by scary janitor.
So are you going to be there at the snowflake pageant to hear my song?
Well, I do have some place to be after the show.
Geez, are you allowed to stand that close to a kid? Late at night, as Lacey is leaving the diner after work, she runs into Danny. This man is literally everywhere. Are we not concerned? Also, it seems like he doesn't know how to act cold, so he just like keeps his shoulders up like this the entire time, as if to signify he is cold. It's here that he talks about his dream was to be a rock star, and he was actually in a band and they were quite successful and they were touring around and stuff, but he changed his mind and he changed his dream. Because then she talks about how, again, her dream was to be this big fashion designer in LA, but now that that's fallen through, she's not really sure what she wants to do. Basically, Hallmark loves the idea of staying in your hometown, marrying somebody from high school, and being generally quiet. But then it starts snowing, and for some reason, Lacey has a mental health crisis.
It's snowing.
Yeah. Has it been that long? You forgot what it looks like?
I just forgot what it feels like. You know what? Now Emily gets to experience this thrill for herself.
You know, a lot of people, they're sick of this snow. Not me. I totally agree with you.
I love you, Silver Falls!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I love you, Silver Falls!
Okay. It's okay. She's just really happy to be home. Okay, let's get you out of here before you slip and die. All right.
What? Her character is not at all like this, and she doesn't do anything like this again.
You know, a lot of people, they're sick of this snow. Not me. I totally agree with you.
Also, love how he just agrees with anything she says. Bro is desperate for love. I get it. Moving right along, we get a bit of a Christmas montage, making costumes, getting ready for Christmas, etc., etc. We've got about 20 minutes left of this movie, and we gotta drag this shit out. If you are playing Hallmark Bingo, and I do have Hallmark Bingo cards on my website, talkinghallmark.com, make sure to check off Christmas montage. Once again, Danny and Emily are alone working on her secret solo song. This time he's on the piano, and it's at this point, we haven't heard any of the songs, so we don't really know what like the vibe is yet. Then after their private practice, Danny brings Emily home again. And again, I ask, is this normal? If my hot teacher was driving me around town, I think there'd be some issues. Emily does some great puppy dog eyes to convince Danny to stay over so he can help put the Christmas ornaments up. And of course, he picks her up to put the star on top. I think I'm just too jaded for these movies. It's supposed to be wholesome. I'm not getting it. As with all Hallmark movies, it's finally time for our very basic, minimal miscommunication, the conflict of the movie. Take a second, have a think. What could it be in this movie? Because here it comes. The friend from LA shows up. Surprise! Literally never show up to my house uninvited. ever, or you will never be heard from again. The friend drops the bombshell that while Lacey's been getting settled in Ohio, the friend has been taking Lacey's designs, like fashion designs, to a bunch of different department stores, and there's a big department store that wants to hire Lacey so she can design her own collection for them, and they will cover the costs of moving back to LA. Which honestly, what an incredible opportunity. It's hard to say how long they've been in Ohio, but I kind of feel like it can't be more than 2 weeks. Maybe even less than that. But basically we get the classic Hallmark question. Do you go to the big city to be a businesswoman, or do you stay in your small town with the boy from high school to work more of a basic job and be more of a mom? I wonder which one she will choose. Back at school, Scary Santa interrupts Emily eating cold Brussels sprouts. No wonder she doesn't have any friends. This interaction is largely pointless, but it is a callback to Christmas wishes. Do you remember that from before? Has anyone ever even heard of a Christmas wish before? I thought Santa just did presents. But anyway, she wrote Santa a Christmas wish at the beginning of the movie that she wants to move back to LA. And she sent that off, and now she's worried that Santa, she now knows janitor is Santa. She's worried that he has granted that wish to move back to LA. But she doesn't want that wish anymore, because now her new secret solo song is a Christmas wish, her new Christmas wish for Santa. And that's like for Lacey and Danny to fall in love and they can stay in Ohio. So Emily wants that Christmas wish that's part of the song to be granted from Santa instead of the old Christmas wish that she mailed to him earlier. Literally, no one has ever wished to stay in Ohio. But Scary Janitor Santa says, well, you haven't sung the Christmas wish yet, so Santa couldn't grant it yet, but maybe when you perform it, something will happen. Literally, it doesn't matter, nothing matters, this is pointless, I don't care. It's finally time for the Christmas pageant, and our girl Lacey shows up in this sexy number to a primary school pageant. Get it, honey? But Danny is quite cold to her. He's ignoring her because he's upset because he thinks she is going to accept the job and go back to LA, and apparently men don't understand emotional intelligence. All of the kids and the parents are loving the costumes that Lacey made, but Mariah is pissed because Mariah's mini bitch kid, mini bitch Mariah. Can you call a kid a bitch? It's too late. Mariah's upset because her kid is the only kid that didn't get a costume, and Lacey's like, well, she told me she didn't want one because you were gonna get her one, but I made her one anyway.
Mrs. Atkinson is concerned that perhaps there was an oversight with her daughter Abigail's costume.
It wasn't an oversight. She didn't make her a costume.
She's right. I didn't, because Abigail insisted she didn't want one because her mother was getting her a store-bought costume.
She's a child. You're the adult. And now all the other girls are gonna upstage my daughter because of the costumes you made.
I was never gonna let that happen, Melissa. Someone would have to be completely heartless to want to outshine a 9-year-old. Which is why I made an extra one, just in case Abigail had a change of heart.
What? You did what?
Isn't it nice? The Christmas spirit is alive and well here in Silver Falls.
Look, Mommy, it's even prettier than the one that we bought from the store.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
And what do we say to Mrs. Parsons, sweetie, for all her hard work?
Thank you, Mrs. Parsons.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Kristen, really, you didn't have to. You did a great job.
Thank you, Melissa.
I mean, considering you only had Rayon to work with.
Take what you can get.
Unfortunately, this is as good as we're gonna get with Mariah's character. We could have had so much more like character development, like a really fun character arc, but we don't get that. And honestly, let's just end this already. Lacey tries to explain to Danny at his piano that she's not going to move back to LA, but they get interrupted. There's no time. We have to pad this out. First up is the 3 Mean Girls routine, and we see Mariah off stage again with that fucking face light. You couldn't make this up if you tried. Next up is the gay magician, but the girlies aren't paying attention because they're all gossiping very loudly and obnoxiously in the audience. And they're talking about how, ooh, Danny likes Lacey, and oh, Lacey, you totally like Danny, and how romantic. Back at the piano again, she finally explains to Danny that, hey, I've turned the job down. I'm not going to LA. I want to stay in Ohio, and I like you. Yes, they are 42 years old.
I'm sorry that I didn't know you when we were kids. But I see you now.
You know, I almost thought I lost you before I got the nerve to even ask you out on a date.
Well, now's your chance.
Really?
Yeah.
And next up, I want to congratulate the PTA for their very successful gluten-free bake sale.
Steamy at a primary school, no less. Finally, it's time for Emily's secret solo original song. Everything's ready. Danny's at the piano. Pause. Okay, so at this point, we don't know what the song is. We've seen them working on it, but we've not actually heard anything, so we don't know what the song is going to be. I kind of thought with him at the piano, I thought it would be like a Silent Night kind of ballad. Like it's gonna be really surprising that the kid's got a crazy good voice and it's gonna be really emotional and just like very Christmassy and lovely. It is not an exaggeration when I say nothing could have prepared me for this scene.
The newest member of our Silver Falls Elementary student body will be singing a song, an original song at that, Emily Parson.
It took me about 8 business days to recover from that. Also, I didn't know at the time, but apparently that is a Mariah Carey song. I kind of thought with her being in the movie and directing it, she would make a scene in which she sings. Obviously, we don't get that, but we get the kid singing her song instead. As a little post-credit scene, this scene is honestly only like 30 seconds long just to finish this fever dream out. But it's Christmas Day. We see Danny at the house. So the three of them are celebrating Christmas. And there's a puppy. Yes, Danny got them a puppy. Okay, sure. Lacey and Emily moved back to Ohio at Christmas time. So what? It's been maybe 2 or 3 weeks. He's already moved in and he's bought them a puppy. Merry Christmas. As with all my Hallmark recaps, we have 3 categories to rate: chemistry, plot, and overall enjoyment. For chemistry, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. These two are always good together. There's something there. But the chemistry between the 2 leads kind of gets overshadowed by how much time Danny spends with the child. For plot, you know, this isn't actually that crazy plot-wise, like the broad strokes. Your big city business closes down, you move back home to your small town, there's a Christmas pageant. It's all pretty normal. Let's give this a 3 out of 5. Now, overall enjoyment, easily a 5 out of 5. Mariah's lineless, bright face, the scary janitor Santa that gives off creepy vibes, the love interest Danny spending most of the movie alone with the child. Christmas wishes. What is that? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a Hallmark or a TV movie that you'd like me to recap, please leave a comment down below. If you'd like to watch another recap, can I suggest this one? Chad Michael Murray falls in love with a peer. It's not a joke. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!